want to authorize the deputy mayor to sign 2 memorandums of understanding with the town of Webster concerning the cross-jurisdictional economic access projects and grants for certain improvements to Orchard Street, Panama Drive, Mitchell Dean Drive, and the extension of Bolter Industrial Parkway. You guys have this in your packet.
I went and read through it and then talked to Jake, so I better understood it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I understand. Yes, I like it.
Obviously, our attorney's been through this.
Oh, boy.
Well, yeah, I drafted it, so.
Exactly.
That's good.
Basically, the whole point is to leverage the 50% matching part of the 2019 EDS grant, ADF grant, by basically giving the town $669,000, which the village will get back, assuming the town gets approved for at least that much of the $3.5 million grant that it's applying for.
Did everyone get a chance to read through it? Any questions or carrying? You need me to sign this today? I would take it. Go. And the town has to do it next week?
Yeah.
It was everything that Matt attached to
Is
this
it-
first page.
Is it before the town next week or
It'll probably be on, yeah, April 4th.
before?
Okay. So we're signing it obviously before they do.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Thanks.
Because you don't meet until
Right.
7th, or April 11th, I guess, or whatever. Which is too late, this has to be submitted by the 5th.
Okay, doesn't ask for a date, John, is that okay?
Um,
Or do you want me to write it next to my signature?
Put a date next to your signature. Well, that's right, we did say this was Jake's part.
Wait a second, you drafted, you said.
Well, we used the MOU for the Ready grant, you know, on the sandbar,
Yeah.
which Jake drafted.
Oh,
And it does say, you know, in witness whereof the parties have executed this agreement as of the date first written above, but there is no date first written above. So,
All right.
good catch there. So just put a date by your signature there, Jerry.
It's done, it's in Heather's hands.
We all felt that bump from the bus tire.
All right,
what a great house.
so, did I get my motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Belkane?
All right.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Alito?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, now we need
So if
some,
someone could just,
Yeah.
the originals, have them delivered to the town supervisor's office.
Got it.
Next two resolutions, these are memorandum of understandings between the town of Webster government and the village of Webster government. These two memorandums of understanding were, I think, at the March 28th village board meeting. Had resolutions done to have the mayor sign. Actually, Jerry Alito was the deputy mayor signing. And tonight, as we look at these memorandums of understanding, I will say that the timing of this is because tomorrow, Matt Chatfield, the executive director of the Weapons Secure Economic Development Alliance, on behalf of the town of Webster, is formally applying for, I guess, the federal grant funds out of the budget through Senator Gillibrand's office for $3.5 million. Now, the $3.5 million that the town is applying for is really pursuant to the road system in and around the Xerox campus. When I became supervisor 4 years ago, one of my first meetings was over at the village with the Xerox people and Matt Chatfield. And at that time, there was a $9 million project being considered to basically fix up the roads on the Xerox campus, particularly Mitchell Dean Parkway in San Jose, Orchard and Panama. These are Xerox roads. These are private roads. I would imagine 99 out of 100 people in the community of Webster would never know that those are private roads. They drive on them, they figure they're town roads or village roads. They're not. So the $9 million project was to fix them up and get them into the condition that the town and or the village could take dedication to them and make them town and village roads, which is really the skeleton foundation to taking a 1,000-acre campus that was never built 60 years ago to be modular and broken up. But if you can get those roads into the public domain, now you start to build the grid of breaking up that campus into 80-acre parcels to be sold off. At that time, the village applied with Matt Chatfield's help to Empire State Development for a slightly over $1.8 million grant, and they got it. Now the terms of that grant were that it would cover 20% of the project, and then it had to be matched with the other 80% by whoever, whether it was Xerox or the town or other grants or whatever. And as time went on, it was seen that this project was we had bitten off more than we can chew. And actually, since most of these roads would have been dedicated to the village, I don't want to, the town didn't bite off more than they can chew. The town was really kind of a guest at these meetings. So when they saw that the project was going to be truncated down to maybe just Mitchell Dean and some parts of Orchard and Panama, they figured out that it was really only going to be about a $2.5 million project. But ESD, the terms of their deal is a 20%. Well, they switched that, which I thought was great of ESD, to make it a 50%. That's a big move. So now this $2.5 million project that the village is going to do, they can use $1.25 million of that $1.8 million. But that still leaves over $600,000 of that ESDA grant that you either are throwing back in the water, which would be a shame. But Matt Chatfield, I got to give him credit, he went to ESD and he said, is there a way we could get into kind of a lead agency village, but then in some MOU where the town could also use some of that, to the tune of about $670,000, because we have some work we'd like to do, like a 1,600-foot road extension of Boulder Parkway, potentially extending Chiota going west through town land to hit 250. ESD agreed to that. And so one of the MOUs here is basically papering up the fact that as that money is utilized, that the town is going to get $669,000 of what is a grant from ESD to the village. Turnabout's fair play. Now the town is about to apply for $3.5 million. And the reality is that $3.5 million, which we worked with Senator Gillibrand's, I don't know about chief of staff, but whoever is the main person here in Rochester, somewhat coached us through how much to apply for and how to, apply it to this campus. And really, the $3.5 million, the town, those aren't all town road projects, there's some village in there. So there's a second MOU that essentially is, if we get awarded this grant from Senator Gillibrand's federal monies, that in essence, we're going to reimburse the village for the $669,000 that they gave us through the MOU, and they were the lead agency on their ESD grant. So we're the lead agency on the MOU for the $3.5 million, where we're somewhat saying that when we get awarded, we will give the village back $669,000, because they got plenty of work to do on those village roads, and we would use the money for the town road portions that we have slotted for this. If I haven't bored you to death yet, and you have questions, which you might have, we also just got awarded, at Chatfield once again, was very critical to this, from Congressman Morelli and Senator Schumer's federal monies from the budget of '24, $500,000. The village got awarded that. So, little by little, we're stockpiling these grants that hopefully at some point will be critical mass for this really now almost $8 million project of where it's at now, if you wanted to do the whole kit and caboodle inside that Xerox campus. There's about $2.4 million in grants supported already from ESD and from Congressman Morelli's office. This is a $3.5 million grant. We are still in conversations with Xerox because they have a lot to gain from this, so it might be interesting if they have some skin in the game in this. And potentially other people that are coming into that campus that might have some skin in the game. So there's a lot of parties that may make up that total $8 million when all is said and done. But this is a cog in the wheel of that. And without these MOUs, going with the package tomorrow, I can assure you we can stand no chance of getting awarded the $3.5 million. So I'll get off my soapbox, and I wish Matt Chatfield was here. He's on vacation. He could have explained that a heck of a lot better than I just did.
Well, it's good to know that I remember reading this in the paper years ago, that the work was taking place, or there was some sort of grant years ago, like, I guess it's been 5 years now, and I was wondering what happened with that, so it's good to know that that work is happening, so now if the roads get fixed along with the conveyance pipes, then you're set up for some development in the future.
Inside that campus?
Inside that campus.
No doubt about it.
That needs something in there, desperately. The one question I have is, you said there was a cost to upgrading those roads, and that was a cost 5 years ago. Do you know, or is there any work been done on how that cost might have changed?
Yeah, actually, it's Matt has a nice grid of it, and that's why I wish he was here. Orchard, Panama, Bolger extension, Chiota extension. The way they're going to see, San Jose has kind of dropped out of this, so I think it's down in the high 7s as a total. And I can't really comment on why San Jose has dropped out of that, because San Jose would always have been a village road. So I'm at these meetings, but I'm interested in what's going to happen to the town. And the village has made a decision together. San Jose is not part of this. But San Jose is also on the far south of that campus. It's not as critical to the connectivity of that campus and for lack of better terms, cobbling it up into, especially the parcels that Xerox has approached us on. After Tessie bought 110 acres, 1.5 million square feet, Xerox approached us, the town and village, and said, hey, here's our campus, here's 4 or 5 parcels that are 40 to 80 acres. We'd like to see if maybe we can move on these. I don't think San Jose affects any of those. And I think that's why it hit the editing room floor.
Well, and I would speculate that certainly the cost has increased in the past 5 years. And a way to bring it back into scale of doing it now, perhaps that's the one that dropped off.
Well, from the beginning, San Jose dropped off, and went back at the beginning, Bolger extension was not a glimmer in our eye, nor had there been any really discussion of Chiota extending west through town land to 250. But when you see what Xerox might do with the west campus, that becomes very practical and viable to have that connectivity from Phillips to 250 and Chiota. So. Well, I can't make a motion on any of that.
I'll make a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between the Village of Webster and the Town of Webster on Empire State Development, $1.838 million grant to Village on Xerox campus roads, and authorize the supervisor to sign said MOU.
Second.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn? Aye. Councilwoman Feldy?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Then I would move to approve a memorandum of understanding between the Town of Webster and the Village of Webster on town application for $3.5 million federal grant on Xerox campus roads, and to authorize the supervisor to sign said MOU.
Second.
Councilwoman Feldy?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.